And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it.
True internet suffered depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 312 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
What is you guys drinking some beer? Sorry, what's going on? Not a whole lot of new stuff in the news, but a lot more stuff came out from stories that existed. First, I just want to bring up that apparently I didn't watch the last two seasons of Letterkenny, and I'm very excited to be watching them now. I liked it better than Shoresy. And that goes once again to my claim that Canadians are the funniest people on the planet. Just want to bring that up. I thoroughly enjoy that show. It is absolutely hilarious how obscene and vulgar it is, and back and forth. It's good. It's good stuff. But they made an arrest in the pipe bombing of DC. Yeah. I thought it was going to be.
The pipe bomb never went off, though, did it? It was just
two of them, and no, they did not. You're right. Well, that's the thing, exactly. Well, pipe bombs were placed, but never detonated.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still a bombing?
Those are like they didn't go off or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, I thought it was going to be a woman. I brought that up right away when they showed the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way they were walking.
Because
they used AI. They used AI. AI lied.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, they used AI to analyze the walk of the bomb.
Oh, not even that. Before that all came out, I thought it was a woman. When I watched the video, I brought it up here on the show because when this dude placed the bomb down, he bent at the hips, not as much at the knees. And most dudes will tip over if they do that because their center of gravity is different than women.
That's how you know he's a liberal. That's how you know he's a liberal.
Well, did you see Jake Tapper?
Yeah,
announcing that they caught the dude, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a white guy," and there's a picture behind Jake Tapper of the guy in custody, and the guy looked like fucking Steve Urkel.
Yeah. Well, to his defense, the neighbors were talking about how he interact with. He never interact with nobody. He likes to wear short in the winter with Crocs. That's white.
Yeah, Crocs are very white anyway, let alone in the winter.
Shorts. I mean, I like to wear shorts in the winter too, but it's still white. That's still white.
It's a very white thing, yeah. But that's only because, typically speaking, up north you get more white people dealing with the cold that are comfortable in the cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, you go to Dearborn, Michigan, you're going to find a significant population that's not white that can handle. Well, I don't know. First generationers may not be as acclimated to the weather. But God knows what happens to Michigan. That place has fallen to hell in a hurry. Since Brian left, the place has been going downhill.
I haven't lived there in 40 years.
Exactly. It's been going
maybe
downhill.
50 years now.
When Brian left, the freaking auto industry in Detroit collapsed. And then he went to the Navy to ruin that for everyone else for a while.
I brought the Navy back.
Yes. But this one got me. I'm seeing this everywhere like a gotcha. When Bongino was on, what was it? Hannity?
No, he has his own show, a radio show.
Oh, I thought, okay, maybe he was talking to Hannity on his show. I don't know. But he said something like, he's like, well, I was getting paid. Like when they asked him why, he said he thought it was an inside job. He's like, I was getting paid. But they left out the part where he said, for my opinions. He believed that this is what happened.
Yeah, I mean, he got an opinion. He see what he can see. He's not like behind the scene now, information that he can gather. Even though he got this information, probably he can't even talk about it because they have to get prosecution first,
Oh yeah, they're not going to be releasing very much about this.
Yeah, it's understandable. You can say all you want outside your opinion, but it's still he doesn't know what You know, like
Well,
you don't know what you.
they were
Mhm,
quoting him before he had this position before Trump was in office the second
mhm.
time. This is stuff he was saying when Biden was in office.
Yeah,
And they're like, well,
because
you claim this. He's like, that's what I thought at the time. And they're
yeah.
making it sound like he's like, oh, I just said whatever I was saying to get clicks.
Well, well, that could be true too. But you know what? For the fact you see, it could be obvious. Like, yeah, I can see his point of view.
Yeah.
You know.
And a lot
But
of people trust Bongino, at least to be honest with his opinion, whether
mhm.
they watched his Rumble stuff or listened to him on his just audio podcast.
No, he got a radio. He was on a radio
Well,
station.
yeah, I'm just saying he was a big deal on Rumble and podcasting there for a
Yeah,
long
yeah, he
time.
was making millions of dollars, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
but
right.
that's the thing. Like, you don't know what was over there until you start going behind the scenes. Like, oh shoot, there's more to it than in
Yeah. Yeah.
politics. And like you said the wrong thing, the fucking Democrat will hang you.
Uh, so remember that that No Kings protest when the dude pulled out his handgun and shot a fellow protester who had a rifle?
Yeah.
And then he hit that guy, then killed another innocent bystander.
Damn.
His trial has begun. He's
Hmm.
facing 15 years.
For shooting somebody. That's it.
Shooting one dude and killing another guy.
Just 15 years.
Yeah.
I bet if he was a MAGA guy, would have fucking.
Well, I mean, that's neither here nor there. Well,
Mm.
that's 15 years minimum sentence, I
Oh
think. No,
man.
maybe maximum. I
Oh,
don't know. It's in the
like
article. I read
what
it
is it?
once.
Second degree manslaughter type of deal, probably.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
the problem is you brought a gun there, which don't get me wrong, there's nothing illegal with bringing a gun with you.
But he didn't take to kill nobody yet. It just happened.
But
So it's probably.
he fired into a crowd.
Yeah, yeah. So
You know what I mean?
manslaughter. Then
I,
it should be almost like
I think that
he
should
shot.
approach murder.
Well, no, it wasn't planning murder, but he was planning to injure
No,
somebody.
but if you
So
fire a
manslaughter.
gun into a crowd, what do you
Manslaughter.
think's going to happen? Like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not thinking someone's going to get killed? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He even said he couldn't get a clear shot on the guy with the rifle, and he was afraid the guy with the rifle was going to be a mass shooter and mag dump in the crowd. And it's like, you're the one who fired your gun, dude. And then he said something dumb like, well, I'm responsible for every bullet. And it's like, yeah, you're going to go to prison for a very long time for this, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And then I remember they tried to make it out like this was some MAGA dude at the time. And, it turns out he was one of the organizers of the event.
That's
All right.
why he only gonna get 20. I mean 15.
Brian brought this lady up the first time, I think, in Tennessee. Is Brian already asleep?
I guess he had a rough day with the flat tire.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Not-
Brian, this Nashville woman lost her race. I believe you brought her up first in general. I guess in her concession speech, she lectured the winner about Obamacare.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter with these people?
They're idiots.
And then did you see the video of her doing karaoke in her car? Singing
No.
Jolly Parton,
No, I
9
missed
to
that
5.
one.
I think there might be a video on that link.
Mm.
And she's like, oh, and she's like, I don't know why everyone says I hate Nashville, why I hate country music. And she sings 9 to 5 or whatever. And it's like, she's like, oh, they made all this shit up, this propaganda. It's like, there's a video of you saying this, lady,
Mm.
But yeah, there's a video out there of her singing 9 to 5. I bet she got ratioed so bad she took it down already, but the internet is forever, and you know that.
Yeah.
You open to find the video? Looks like Brian's trying.
I'm looking, yeah.
I think there's one in there. I'm not sure. And as much as I like to use, what is it, New York Post, they like to give you commercials on the computer, don't they? Oh. Yeah, well, Brian's trying to figure that out. The case Trump had against James, was it mortgage fraud?
Letitia
That guy-
James? Yeah.
Yeah, that got dropped because of attorney general, whatever, or whatever
Mm.
position it was. When they refiled the charges, they did not pass. Like it was the indictment was declined.
Yeah, fuck it. Just let her. Just move on. She's gonna fuck up eventually again.
Well, for the love of God, she said it was her primary residence to get a cheaper
Mhm.
rate. I understand why you would do that. Your average American could probably play dumb, even someone who's very well off. But she's
But
the
she's a fucking attorney general. She's a lawyer, so she should have known better too.
Yeah,
Brian
lawyers
found the
should.
video.
Uh-huh.
But you're right, lawyers should know better.
Yeah, so you cannot play dumb, So
And then she had what her fugitive delinquent niece living in that house.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, there's a
Like,
lot of cops. It's a lot of cops have been called to the house ever since Denise moved in.
yeah, and it's like, well, for the love of God, lady, like, how do you have this job? You know? All right, Brian, let's hear it.
All right. She's really good. This is karaoke, so.
Now, maybe I should be doing this stuff before instead of saying she hated the city and hated country music and hated The Bachelorette. Maybe she would have done better.
Yeah.
Like, how do you expect to win by saying I hate everything that you people are? You know what I
No,
mean?
I think and if you listen to it, she was complaining about the people that come into your town and fuck, just get in the way,
They're
like
the ones that are paying the bills, though. The tourists are
I
ones
know that's
spending
what she
money.
fucked up. That's what she thought. Like you tolerate it, but you don't say shit about it because it's like me complaining about tourism here in the summertime, you know.
You know, it's funny that I never really noticed it when I was living in Virginia, but it definitely was a summertime thing. Like you never had to deal with the traffic just getting
Mhm.
across town in the middle of winter.
Yeah,
Like you want to cross the bridge in the middle of the winter, it was no issue.
yeah,
Well, except of course, the morning rush to get on base.
yeah, yeah.
That's going to be a constant no matter what, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, she got a probably legitimate point, but yeah, if you're gonna run for office, just shut the fuck up about that issue. You're welcome. Like, yeah, we're gonna you're gonna increase tourism and shit like that. Just play it off. But whatever. They just wanna say their opinion without filter, not realize what's gonna happen in the future. Like, what? Probably when I run for office.
Yeah. Uh, Brian, I've been talking about this for a while about a possible coming polar shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
Hmm.
been pointing at the magnetosphere in particular and how north and south have been wobbling. Uh, in the last 100 years, there have been 10 auroras visible from south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Mm-hmm.
Half of those have been in the last 10 years.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of them happening lately.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, and I'm telling you, that's because the magnetosphere is weakening, and now there's a fucking was it a jet blue? The jet fell thousands of feet from the sky, and they're saying it might have been from a fucking supernova, uh, got bombarded with cosmic rays,
Hmm.
which usually gets deflected around the Earth by the magnetosphere because of our polarity.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if this, I don't know what kind of signs we're gonna see. You know what I mean? But we know this happens. And there are theories that when it happens, the Earth will flip 90 degrees on its axis, which they're using that to explain. Oh, some scientists anyway are using that to explain why they're finding like woolly mammoths with undigested foliage in their stomachs completely frozen. Like, just a sudden boom, frozen.
Turn flash. Mm.
Yeah. Because, I mean, where are you getting foliage from if it's so cold that it's going to freeze this animal in a giant block of ice for
Mm-hmm.
thousands of years? You know what I mean? Just I don't know, man. We've seen some beautiful things in the sky, but if this thing flips on its axis, let's just say this. I'm glad I actually checked crazy scenario thing. When the great flood comes from the ocean sloshing around the earth, I'm in a part of the world that will not be flooded.
Noah thought that too.
No,
You
well,
probably don't.
no.
Probably,
That's why I built an ark. He knew he was going to get flooded.
you
And there you
probably
go,
don't.
too. Is every major religion in the world has a great flood story too.
Mm.
You know, I mean, we all know the Abrahamic ones, but I mean, there's flood myths, flood stories in other religions out there too.
Hmm.
All right. Oh, here you go, Brian. You shared this one. We didn't get a lot of this when Biden was in office, did we?
Oh yeah, his health records were never, ever, 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 ever released.
You forgot
Not
one
once.
ever.
Oh, sorry, I forgot an ever.
Mhm.
But the White House, everybody's freaking about Trump's unscheduled MRI scan. That and so the White House said, "Screw you, we're going to release the facts to it," and
Mm,
he's still in excellent health considering his age.
mm.
Yeah, was he like 79?
Yes, he's the oldest president ever elected for the day of inauguration.
Mm.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, I
And he
guess.
also has the stamina of like a 40-year-old. The man still doesn't sleep, and the man's a go, 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 go machine.
If he stops, he'll probably die.
Yeah, probably.
And that's like a real thing.
Yeah.
Uh, got a guy who lives two doors down from me. He's a very old man. His wife died several years ago, and he's just doing anything to stay busy. His daughter wants to put her in a home, and the nurse that works with her is like, "Don't do that."
Hmm.
Because people have multiple jobs, whatever. Don't do that;
Mhm.
he'll die. But like, the
Yeah,
guy's out here splitting wood in the middle of winter to do something. I'm like, oh my
Right.
God.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Keep it busy.
It's either that or sit there alone and think about how your wife died. You know what I mean? And you're
Mhm.
alone in the woods in the cold. It's sad. Unfortunately, that poor old man's probably gonna kill himself and someone else because he pulls out of his driveway and drives 25 miles an hour
Mm.
down a 55 mile an hour trucking route for loggers.
Damn.
Yeah, he's gonna
That's
get run over and he's gonna get killed and possibly kill the driver and someone else. But whatever. Nice guy anyway. Brian shared this one too. You're getting very good at finding Massachusetts news,
yeah.
Yeah, well, because Massachusetts likes to be in the news for stuff like this.
especially lately.
They had a church nativity scene. It's nativity scene season
This
for
is a
the
Dedham, right?
um and let's see here. This was a Catholic church in Dedham. Yep,
Yeah,
outside of Boston.
I know
They
exactly what it is. I used to go play hockey and baseball
they
there all the
they
time.
put their nativity scene up, but they left the empty manger and said ice was here.
Mhm.
The archdiocese did not think that was a good display,
Mhm.
and it should be. They said stop politicizing Christmas.
Yes.
They politicize everything. The left do everything.
Catholic Church isn't supposed to be doing any of this shit, and I'm glad to hear that the actual chain of command is doing something about it.
Chain of command.
Well, I
So it
don't.
is. Everything has a
Yeah,
chain of command. So
that's really what. Yeah, it's what it is, all the way up to the Pope, right up to well, in God Himself.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm glad they're doing something. Like, no, that ain't cool, man. It's like with the church. Like, let's be real. Christians are known for being very quote conservative, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And Catholics are known as like the conservative end of the Christians, right?
hmm
Like you hear about Christianity, it's how God's gonna save me. And you walk into a Catholic church and it's hellfire and brimstone, and you're all gonna burn because you masturbated, you know?
Yeah, you have to still fear on people.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Just like when I my first when I did my potty training, the book was Everybody Poops Except You're
Mhm.
Catholic, and that's pure concentrated evil coming out your backside.
Mhm.
I will say the Catholic Church has got a little away from the "you're gonna burn in hell forever." That's what we had more when I was growing up.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, like, and this church is also forgetting that several times in the Bible, Jesus brought up how government has a place and authority and should be obeyed.
Yeah.
The most famous one everyone knows is give unto Caesar that which is due to Caesar, and
Mhm.
referring to taxes, right?
Mhm.
So, I think you do better to spread the word of Jesus and not speak for Jesus, you know? But leave it to Massachusetts and Dedham to do something like this, you know? This is interesting. Portland, Oregon, I believe. Yeah, probably. No one ever means Portland, Maine when they say
No.
Portland.
Yeah. They had a huge ceremony, holiday ceremony, but there was no Christmas
Tree
tree.
lighting ceremony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you light a tree for?
Christmas.
Yeah, but they refuse to use that word.
Christmas.
Yeah. And it's like you lit up a Christmas tree. What are we supposed to think of this, you know?
Like, you know what? Keep doing
They
it.
had they had activists waving the
No, you're right. 'Cause
Palestinian flag.
Keep doing it, dude. Pissing people off, dude. Oh my god, love it. I fucking love it, dude. You're just gonna turn everybody to the right. You know what?
No, they're
It's
not.
what
It's Portland, Oregon.
eventually some there's like, you know what, this is enough. You know, how much fucking pity shit we're gonna take. You know. I
well, I
just
don't know what you think there's a tree lighting in Dearborn, Michigan?
Oh
no,
yeah.
no.
They're
The
running
Dearborn.
Christians out of town.
They're trying to fucking find another place to move. That's what I bet you they're looking for right now. That and the other place, some Minneapolis,
Yeah, Minnesota's
Minnesota.
We'll get there.
we'll definitely get in there, but you don't want to go to Minnesota if you're Somalian right now, okay? I'm just gonna give everyone a quick heads up.
Mhm.
I
Excuse me.
just had an article about what Ilham Omar had to say about Somalia illegal refugees. So we'll get to it.
Excellent. I wonder if it's the same thing I heard her say or not.
Probably.
Maybe.
Mm.
Where were we anyway? Oh yeah.
Miss it.
Oh, was that all
It's
the intro stuff? Oh,
yeah.
the raccoon.
Oh, and we skipped the raccoon.
What,
It's
dude? That's
hard to read this. Your color scheme doesn't work that great for me.
See, my red green colorblind. This works well with me because purple comes off as a hot color. These
Okay.
light
Yeah,
purples
I
comes off as a hot color with the
you know
cold
this.
the
blue.
Virginia legislature is now that there's going to be completely Democratic controlled. They are already planning on pushing through recreational marijuana in the state of Virginia
Mm-hmm.
and taking that tax
Yeah,
dollars and funding more schools with it.
they're just gonna. It's just gonna fund the schools with the
I don't
taxes
know
Yeah,
off of
what
it.
they're going to
no,
use
they're
it
not.
for.
They're
They're
still
going
gonna.
to, they
Oh,
probably won't be any taxes. We'll never see the tax money from it. So,
Oh yeah, you
like,
will. But God knows where it's gonna go to. Like when I was working at the dispensary up in Massachusetts, got took a 17% cut from cannabis sales, and it paid for a lot of stuff. I mean, it brought a lot of money into that local community. But anyway, continue. Well, how do you think this is going to work out for Virginia?
it depends on what the rules are, you know. I mean, I don't think I, I think for the most part, if it's set up like our medical marijuana dispensaries, there's not enough of them for actual true competition. You
mm,
know, they've got like one in a city every so often, every so many miles apart. So there's no
Yeah.
competition, so the prices are sky high.
Mm.
And if
so
they
Well,
do the
think.
same thing for recreational, people are just going to keep going to the regular drug dealer to get the stuff. So,
mm,
Yeah, but think of as far as tourism goes in the summer when everyone comes down Virginia Beach, You go, you buy a couple bones at the bud shop,
You can't do
and you
that in
head down.
Maryland.
What?
You got to have a Maryland driver's license to buy weed in the recreationally in marijuana in Maryland.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So right now, if I go over there, I cannot buy unless I'm from Maryland.
No, not in
That's
Maryland.
weird because I bought in.
That's how they controlled the people from DC and Virginia driving into Maryland and all the surrounding states that don't
Why
have
would you
it.
want to control that? Why wouldn't you want to take their tax money?
Look,
Why wouldn't you
I
want to take
don't
their
know.
money?
They're liberals. Who
do,
knows?
did the Democrats with the past law? Do they make sense?
No, no.
There you go. That's your answer.
Yeah, just like the argument I keep bringing up how you can't get flavored cigarettes or flavored tobacco products of any kind in some area to include like
Mhm.
dip, like Skull.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get gummy bears like that you would
Get
buy
you
at the
hot.
store full of pot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And they're like, stop bringing this up. Someone's gonna make it illegal. I'm like, oh my God.
So apparently, Virginia ranks this as the second most dishonest state in the U.S.
Well, a lot of politicians live up north.
No shit. Probably.
It doesn't say which state is number one.
No. Okay. The thing about this article, dude, is like when people ask like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm okay, even though you're not doing okay.
I don't think that's what
That's
they
the
mean.
white collar, white lies.
Well,
basically.
51% of Virginians pretend they didn't see a call or text.
What do you mean a color text?
Call or
Call or
text.
text.
They ignore it. They also lie about saying you like someone's cooking or outfit.
Oh, see, like
44%.
it's not about like regular it's like little speedy shit, they're talking about. It
Oh,
was
okay.
Well, that's what's interesting then, because if that's what it is, you'd think Virginia would be one of the most honest because there's so much military there who just speaks the blunt truth and cuts the shit.
no, to just being polite basically. It's
I
like,
know,
oh
but
bless your heart.
anyone who's not gonna just be polite is either gonna be in the military or a veteran. And there's so
No,
many of them in Virginia, you think that they would score more honest than California, let's say.
so let me ask, who's the most honest one? Indianapolis?
It doesn't say. The article doesn't go into that.
I know. That would be
It's a
funny.
dumb
Like,
article. If you're gonna say we're number two, we want to know who's number one?
I know, that's it. Yeah.
Probably Massachusetts.
The most dishonest one?
Here, let me see if ChatGPT can tell me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, geez, it'll be fun. So how is ChatGPT treating you? I downloaded it as an app or whatever. I haven't touched it yet.
How you tried Grok?
No, I haven't tried any of it, but
I like Grok, the sarcastic, like the smart ass. Oh my god, that's just funny.
yeah, I downloaded it because lately I've been going on YouTube and finding these like 2 hour long like sci-fi stories about the future or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and listening to them to go to sleep.
Mm.
But there's only like 25 different stories that are out there from different people, story plots, and they're all obviously written and read by an AI.
Mm.
That's why they're all the same.
Got you.
So I
I
was thinking
got.
if I downloaded it
It
myself,
says
I could
there's
make my
no
own.
way to. There's no official metric for measuring dishonest of an entire population. Blah 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 blah. It can tell me about corruption convictions of public officials,
Ooh,
Yeah.
fraud rates, political transparency scores, consumer scam reports, or tax fraud.
all right, that's interesting.
Mm.
Let's find some corrupt. I'm gonna look for some corrupt convictions of political.
Conviction. Mm.
Well, they've already had something like 70 arrests and I think 20 convictions in Minnesota
Minnesota.
over this with this fraud thing going on in Minnesota with Walls and his team.
I just saw a meme earlier. It's like Trump is like, I'm gonna deport like 180 million Muslims and two puppies. And everybody like, two
Yeah,
puppies?
like,
Why?
two puppies?
Why?
Yeah.
See, nobody
See,
care about the Muslims.
that's fine. I've seen that meme before with different things on it,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Mm.
But yeah, it's always and two puppies.
Two puppies.
Louisiana is the state with the highest rate of public official corruption convictions.
That probably
Per capita.
last
I
year.
would have thought. I would have thought that would have been Illinois with what
No,
happened
yeah,
with
no. This is like next year is gonna revise it to Illinois.
And then states like Montana, South Dakota, Kentucky, and West Virginia also tend to rank high in convictions too.
I think
Yeah,
it's
West Virginia used to be very, very left leaning,
Mm.
but the COVID stuff really woke up a lot of people and they got pissed all of a sudden.
Oh no, this fucking government shutdown woke up a lot of people by the fucking Somali community, the fucking shit,
So I know we talked on the last show about this missing football coach.
Okay, we did. I was wondering if we did.
He's wanted on child sexual abuse material charges. Now they're saying that he walked into the woods with a gun.
And that's the most recent thing I could find on it. So I'm guessing he didn't just go in the woods and kill himself then, because they probably would have found him, right?
You would, yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, this guy's just on the loose and this isn't like Hampton, Virginia woods. Like this is
No,
Virginia,
No,
like you read about in the Revolutionary period area.
Appalachian area.
Yeah, Appalachia, exactly. Like the
Appalachia,
fucking woods.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, it sounds like some John Rambo shit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, why do we have to keep bringing up movies on this show, dude? Now I have to go watch freaking First Blood.
First Blood. It's a Christmas movie.
Is it?
Oh, Die Hard is
Yeah.
a Christmas movie.
Yeah, you sure
No,
you
right.
Die Hard?
No. If you look
Down for
at
Christmas?
do you look at the police station? It's a Christmas trees in the
Yeah, it
background.
was lit. Yeah, you're right. It was lit up, wasn't it?
Yep. It's a Christmas movie.
It's been so long. That was such a good movie, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The third one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we also talked about the Patrick Henry Mall shooting last week, and the person that shot the guy who's claiming self-defense.
Yeah.
Good luck getting that charge through. Has been charged with murder. Basically, he took the other guy's gun away from him and then shot him with his gun after the other gun was gone. So that's not really self-defense at that point.
If you disarm someone and shoot them with their own gun, I
think he shot him with. I think he had a gun too.
Well.
I didn't see what happened. We'll see.
I mean, if you got video, you can see clearly, like he could have, like, hey, don't get. I don't know. If we
if you shoot an unarmed person, I don't know. Self-defense is a hard.
But you don't know if you got
play.
another gun.
No, not necessarily. I mean, it depends on the situation, obviously. Zimmerman, for example, shot an unarmed teenager and claimed self-defense and won. But he was also sitting on the dude's chest, slamming his head off the concrete. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't. There is a time to use lethal force, even when someone else hasn't applied it first. But you need to be in a situation where you think you're going to die if you don't. You know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where this goes. But Patrick Henry Mall is in Newport News, right?
Yes.
That place is still open?
Yep. Yeah, so good.
There aren't many malls left anymore.
Yeah. But it depends on the city how it's run. Norfolk's run like shit, so that's why we got no more malls.
Norfolk
Norfolk
made a mistake by trying to, quote, clean up Norfolk. Now, I understand they want to get rid of a lot of the drugs and the violence, but them in Virginia Beach pushed out a lot of their customers in terms of Navy by trying to get rid of that dirt, that element. And it's like, yeah, but these are all your customers. They're not the ones fighting people. You know what I mean? Or at least they're the ones not starting fights because they're more worried about getting in trouble with their command than they are with the freaking police, you know?
No, but we used to have Military Mall and MacArthur Mall. They're both empty. But you look at Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. Chesapeake lost one mall. Virginia Beach
doesn't surprise me because it's a huge tourist spot.
Yeah, and a lot of military still over there.
Yeah.
And so I memean, dude, the city's been chasing away. Like, they chased Norfolk South. I was pissed off about that because, like, it's just how rich people living. Like, yeah, we need their money, you know. Stop chasing rich people away. You know, that means
Well, that's
my
what
fuck.
Kathy Hochul, New York said. It's like, no, we can't go and tax the wealthy even more. It's like they're
Yeah.
already, it's like 2% already paying a third of our bills. We're just gonna chase them out of town. We're not gonna have anyone to pay the bills.
Yeah. No. They need to pay the fair share. You know what they can do too? They can just take off and leave. They got the money for it. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, uh, this is interesting. All this stuff we've been hearing about people being let go for like violent crimes and all this other stuff. And this dude in Virginia was sentenced to 2 years for an armed
Mhm.
shoplifting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on
Not
gun
even
and shoplifting charges.
uh it's very interesting because we're hearing like 72nd time arrested,
Yeah. No shit.
Mm.
but that doesn't mean this guy's not gonna get out and go and do something dumb again. Just because you got arrested a bunch
Hmm.
of times doesn't mean that you didn't go through the process. Like, you know what I mean? Like there might have been trials for each of those cases, but typically speaking, in 72 cases, if you're out of jail, uh,
You
something
know,
weird happened in the system.
couple years ago, I was all against the three strike rules, and now I look at her like, man, we need to bring that shit back.
It depends. I mean, everyone has a different definition for three strikes.
No
Uh,
violent
the
crimes. You know.
I know I like a more progressive system myself. That's similar to three strike. The first time you get in trouble and screw up,
I mean,
they're
like
gonna try to give you the lightest sentence they can. Hope
yeah.
hope that you pull your head out of your ass
Hmm.
with 18 months in the clink.
Yeah.
You come back again 5 years later for a similar crime.
Oh,
Maybe
like
you'll get
a
maybe
violent crime, you know,
yeah
battery.
yeah yeah mugging.
Yeah, mugging and stuff.
You might get 2 or 3 years. The freaking
Hmm.
third time, no, we're throwing the book at you. We're gonna hit you with everything we can.
Yeah, life
Yeah,
done.
not necessarily life, but as much time as we can give you because you clearly haven't learned from this other stuff.
You
It's
want me?
not working. Let's just keep you off the streets then.
All right, so
Yeah.
that's like every sentence is like 5 years. That's 15 years. You think you're gonna learn after three times? And like he get back out after 5 years, after 15 years. You're not gonna have a job lined up. You're not gonna. You're just gonna be a menace to society, dude.
Well, and
And,
especially a violent crime. Who
and
wants to
also,
hire the guy who choked his coworker? You know
yeah.
what I mean?
So like the three strike rule, now people be like, you know what? I better not commit nothing because you have to still fear, dude. Fear is good, dude. It's a tool. If you don't fear the law, what the fuck is the point of it? You know?
I don't know necessarily fear is the right word so much as
Well,
respect. I think they're
no. You
interchanged
have to
more
it's
often than they
fear.
should be.
You know what? Oh shit! I don't want to go to jail. I'm not gonna do something stupid.
Yes. And that fear creates a healthy respect for the law.
Yeah,
But just fear leads to sneaking around in the shadows, you know?
they're gonna do. They're gonna commit crimes no matter what. They know, like so.
Yeah, exactly. I think you've done the same thing enough times. You're not learning a lesson.
Three
We've tried,
strike. Mm-hmm.
I
So
mean, how
this
many
next
places?
article I added after you said we had too much Virginia stuff, but I could not resist this article. There's some issues. I got some issues with this story about these Virginia twins that are arrested for allegedly plotting to destroy government databases.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, these both people were previously charged and convicted of stuff, but somehow they were able to get another clearance and work for a company that had a contract with the government again.
Mm.
They both pled guilty in 2015 to federal charges of conspiracy in connection with data breaches. But some company was smart enough to rehire them to deal with data again.
With government data, that sounds like a violation of the law. Doesn't the government cut you off like a one strike program?
Yeah,
I thought
they both served multiple years in prison before landing jobs with this company that was a federal contractor that helps process U.S. government records.
yeah, I
Well,
thought a
something happened.
felony.
They got terminated, and then they decided to delete databases. They wiped their hard drives. They've tried to follow the Hillary Clinton method of
Admit
Bleach,
that shit.
yep.
bleach.
and they've
But
been
yeah,
charged.
I thought a felony conviction worked the same way as a dishonorable discharge in terms of government contract work.
I did too. That's why this article
Yeah,
intrigued me a little bit.
is that not the case, or should this company be facing charges for even allowing these guys access to government property?
I would think definitely they shouldn't have access to anything dealing with the government. So
I think
Yeah. Oh, what's up?
too much bureaucrat. Too many people have too many fucking fingers out there, and no.
Too many fingers, not enough pies.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm all out of pie.
No, too much pie, not enough fingers. That's what it is. You know.
That's always a good problem to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Wife made an apple pie for Thanksgiving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I personally don't tend to do dessert after eating a meal because I would rather just eat more of the meal, right? Like a
Yeah.
second or third helping, and then come back in like a couple days once the bloating has gone down from Thanksgiving. The pie was gone in like a day and a half.
Yep.
No, I
Get your pie.
did have my brother-in-law and his youngest kid here, and my mother-in-law. But I thought there'd be a piece of pie left for me.
Mm.
Sure, I just don't eat pie very often. I was very excited because she makes an excellent apple pie. Uh, well, here's some good news, I suppose, depending on how you look at it.
Hmm.
West Virginia World War II vet was KIA in France 80 years ago and has been missing since.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He was found and returned to West Virginia for burial.
What
Nice.
did they say? Where they found him?
France somewhere.
Oh, okay. And I don't know if like a specific location. Why?
It
Why the
does.
reason? Why the reason they couldn't like? I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Why they finally found him?
like he fell in a barn or like what, and they
I,
removed the
I have
barn.
no idea. They probably dug up a mass grave or something where people just got bulldozed over in their the
Mm,
Maginot Line or something.
mm,
I don't know. It was a long time ago. I don't know the whole story. There wasn't much to it because a lot of the story hadn't come out yet.
yeah.
Um, this is interesting.
Mm,
This town here, this county is doing all sorts of shit for Sarah Beckstrom, the guardsman that was killed.
Okay.
mm,
Uh, they're making blue ribbons. Like the buses have these big blue ribbons on them.
yeah.
Uh, poor lady at the flower shop down in town can't keep up with the orders of these floral things she's doing for these memorials.
Mm-hmm.
She usually sees like 5 customers a week, and now she's getting like 30 a day, and she's like 107 years old. But
Mm,
Well, I know that the president lowered all the flags to half staff yesterday for that. So for her, so that's
that's actually
unusual. That's unusual for an
a
enlisted
guardsman.
person and a guardsman. Enlisted people don't usually get that honor. So,
No, you're right. Enlisted people don't, let alone a guardsman.
so
Um, it's a shame. Just a 20-year-old kid fresh out of school,
yep.
but the community's really pulling together, and I don't know. It's nice to see this kind of stuff that I used to see back in the 80s and 90s,
Mm-hmm.
where the
mhm.
community actually seems to give a fuck what happens. Uh, but on that topic, Christine Nome is saying that this guy might have been radicalized here in the country since he came here.
Mhm.
Uh, does it matter?
Nope.
No,
I don't
it's
think it
just
does.
what's I about to tell you? No, it's just
I don't know.
I mean it's the culture, dude. The culture, like what's the volume? It's just
He's Afghani.
just again, yeah. It is the culture. Even I was listening to somebody how the way you behave and the way you all act around, your community is just most likely gonna be like that.
Mhm.
Like you go to from if you go up north, well, you come down south, from the north, and people open the door for you, like hey, welcome. You go to a big city, people's gonna be like whatever. You open your own door.
I don't even lock my doors.
No, no, I'm saying like
Yeah, I know, no, but
no.
then you come to here, and I
Hmm.
don't even lock my doors because there's no need to.
Yeah.
Uh, shit. Shortly after moving here, a couple months anyway, I went back up north for a week,
Mm,
and I didn't lock my doors when I left the house for a week.
mm.
Just, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's a different. It's the culture that, and if someone was going to break into someone's house and rob them, they wouldn't come
Probably
all the
gonna
way up
get
the
shot.
mountain to find me in the woods. They would to hit the trailer park down where the
Hmm.
community is, because they expect the guy here to have a shotgun, and it's just too much work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. It's cultural, and this is a big old country, and there's many different cultures within it.
Yeah. And that's what I think the Somalians like. They just
He wasn't Somali. This guy was Afghani. Remember?
uncanny. Sorry, we keep. It's just they had what is the blue and green violence and stuff. So they turned on the Americans and stuff. That's why the British left Afghanistan. Like what? It's not worth dying for this thing.
That's exactly why the British left. It wasn't cost effective to keep
Hmm.
fighting these assholes to keep them in line. Like, fuck it, it's not worth it. Let's just leave it
Yeah,
alone.
they should have done that a long time ago. Like, what's the point? Let the Chinese deal with them. See how they like it.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, it's whatever. Um, and what Mark Kelly was it? Was he
Yeah,
one of
Mark
the guys?
Kelly.
He was one of okay, and he was like an admiral or something, wasn't he? Or was he a captain?
That was the captain.
Okay. Oh, this is six.
This is six. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good title for the show too. Uh, on NBC, a host was asking him if he would refuse any of these orders that Trump has been given,
Hmm.
um, if he was still in uniform. And he kind of danced around the question because none
Of
of these
course he
guys
is
have said,
a politician.
well, none of them have got, they've actually, I believe every single one of them, at least I know as a fact, two or three of them have come out and said that Trump has given no illegal orders yet. They were
Yeah.
just reminding everyone.
No,
It's
Kelly, and even Kelly said like, "Oh, it was a fighter, and he sunk like a ship. Like somebody told her, like, hey, sunk this ship. He no hesitation. But yeah, somebody else does it. Like, oh, did you question those orders? You know,
yeah.
he's a hypocrite, dude.
Well, that's the thing is, as long as you don't have reason to know as a fact that orders you are given are unlawful, you are to assume that they are lawful, right?
Yeah.
Uh, like I once in my entire time in the Navy, I dealt with a quote unlawful order,
Mm-hmm.
and that was because the captain wanted me to modify the ship in such a way that, technically speaking, we would have to change the blueprint of the ship, like actually modify the ship versus adding on, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh no, I need this form signed. I need this form signed. I need the captain to sign it here. I need his boss to sign it here. Um, and I was like, and I'm pretty sure you have to get the okay from our local congressman, like our rep or whatever, or something weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Chief kept giving me shit. He's like, just get it done. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be but again, I was specifically trained on this situation
Mm-hmm.
because I was a guy who could do that kind of work and did that kind of work. So
Yeah.
I knew what needed to get done. Um, Ultimately, all that process was done. I got to do the job, but uh, yeah, unless you specifically know something isn't okay, then you were to assume that's an okay order.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only
Mm-hmm.
one time I ever came across a situation where I ever had to say something. And most people who join the service never, ever, ever once even question orders, right?
No.
No. Mm-mm.
Did either of you ever question the orders you were given?
No.
When they told me I couldn't be a drunk Liberty buddy.
Okay, that wasn't questioning orders. That was a Navy policy, dude. Yeah, typically, like, no matter what, it's like, oh, go turn this wrench or go swab that or go
Yeah.
drain this, you know? I'm wondering how often Brian turned a wrench in the Navy.
Not that often. I was at ECPO for a while, so.
Oh, Dickbo. Check it out. On my last ship at USS last ship, we had a neat thing we tried out where we didn't just have the typical DCPO program. We actually took those guys from each of those divisions
Mhm.
and they stayed and worked in DC. All of our gear it was better ship wide because they worked together instead of them just going to do their own equipment then reporting into DC, you know? I just thought it was cool, tried out something different. But
Mhm.
typically Navy-wide DCPOs, you go in, you check in, you check out your maintenance schedule this week, right?
Yeah.
And then you go knock it out and sign it off.
Yep.
I almost forgot about the DCPOs, but some of my favorite people I interacted with in the Navy were Dick Bose. You know, what's funny is anyone who wasn't in the Navy has no idea what a DCPO is, and even Guapo might not.
He
Well,
knows.
Being
I was
air
on the
dead.
I was surface for 2 years.
Yeah, but you guys, I didn't think you guys did. Nah, you must have done DCPOs too, because we didn't send our guys to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, we had like what is a fire station? Not a fire station, but all the way forward. The first one. Yeah.
All the way forward,
Yeah, forward the ship.
the bow.
No. Just
He stood the Melbury Watch.
MLB watch. No, the fucking the DC locker, DC locker
Repair
number
locker?
Oh,
repair
repair
locker.
loggers. That was Flying Squad.
Yeah.
Flying Squad was fun. Tell you what though, I was when I was fire marshal, it was not fun. Was
Hmm.
running drills on duty days when everybody sucked, because then I would have to run the drill again and be the fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back on topic here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he wouldn't answer the question. They're all basically coming out and saying like he hasn't given an unlawful order. Um, it's the same thing as, hey, it's okay to punch a Nazi, right? And as soon as someone says, yeah, I guess it's okay to punch a Nazi, the guy standing next to him says, hey, look, a Nazi, you know,
Hmm.
and so starts pointing them out to you.
So there's been a few changes in DC now. Now
Yeah, I thought this was already what was happening.
the police is gonna patrol with the National Guard. So
Mm.
I thought they already were, but that might just be because that's what has to
Well,
happen in most states. Because that has to happen in states because of the posse comitatus. But DC doesn't have the same rules, I guess, with the
no, because
military enforcing the law.
it's not a state. It's a
Yeah.
district.
For some reason, I thought the police were with them anyway.
that would make sense.
No, I think they were just patrolling and cleaning up.
Yeah,
That's
they
all
were
they
like
were.
picking up trash, and
Yeah,
yeah.
they just show force and that's and that's pretty much
Well,
it.
yeah. Who's gonna shoot somebody when there's a 40 armed dudes who are very well trained,
They just walk
right?
around,
Yeah, walking around, hanging out, picking up
They're like,
trash.
hey, we're not doing nothing. We're just picking up trash. Hey, what's going on over here? I'm sorry, I'm just picking up trash. I see you throw your cigarette butt in there. You need help with that?
Hey, at least you're not getting tickets for littering from National Guard.
No, but that people.
Uh, okay, this is for the most part ended. But
Mm.
for a little while there, it seemed like the major network news, ABC, NBC, CBS, or what's the jingle, Brian, from the No Agenda show?
If you see something, say something.
No, no, about the
Oh, the 3x3.
the ABC, NBC, or
Yeah, three
whatever.
by three single. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, but they haven't been covering what's going on in Minnesota concerning this COVID
No, because
fraud.
it's bad for Democrats.
But the problem is by not covering it, you're making it obvious that you're not covering the story
Yeah.
when it's everywhere else.
And I mean, we're gonna get to it here. I mean, I see the COVID numbers down there, so yeah, the Beatle numbers. So yeah, we're getting there.
But they've started to cover the stuff because I think of exactly that is if they don't get on board soon, it's going to be obvious that they were intentionally avoiding the story instead of thinking it wasn't big enough to
Right.
cover. You know what I mean? I thought it
I
was
mean,
hilarious.
and this has been going on for years because there were actual Minnesota state employees that warned Kamala Harris that Tim Walz was not a good candidate to be the vice president. And it was ignored by the DNC and Harris, and it's probably better for the country that it was ignored. It just made her chances of losing even better, which hallelujah she did.
Sorry, I opened up a message I had gotten from our buddy, the repeat offender.
Which one? He sends 50,000 a week.
Very true. There's a bunch. But this is the most recent one I got from him. And it said, look at this fucking retard. And it was Tim Walz trying to load a shotgun.
Is he driving a tank too?
No, well, no. Remember this actually happened. There was the video of him trying to load a shotgun, like pheasant hunting or something, and
Oh, okay.
he couldn't load it. And I remember laughing at him. He's like, "Oh, I like to hunt all the time." He's like, "He can't load a shotgun, and he's a freaking like bird hunter."
He was a he was an army guy, dude. He's a first sergeant, some shit like that, too.
Yeah, but wasn't he nowhere he said he was? And like, he claimed to have been in like in all this shit, and he was in like Italy sipping mimosas in like Sicily or something.
Yeah, that's right. What a fucking liar, man.
Uh,
I know he was talking all this big shit, about Trump, like, oh, like I forgot what it was, like, oh, like we need to intimidate him, blah 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 blah. But as soon as Trump called him a retard, like, oh my god, he called me a retard,
well. But yeah, when he's like, yeah, we need to get aggressive, we need to get violent.
Yeah,
That was like the day before Charlie Kirk was shot, wasn't it?
something like that. But it was all this fucking talking all this shit. But you
Yeah.
cannot take somebody call you a fucking retard. It could be like, okay, whatever.
Well, I think it's hilarious, by the way. Trump called Brian. See, one of these is I think there's a video. Yeah, Trump doubles down on calling Tim Walz, Governor
Yeah,
Walz.
he didn't call it
This,
retard, but
I
he.
think this audio clip in there. Because for whatever reason, when I share the sound, it comes like you can't hear it.
Mhm.
But when Trump calls him a retard, and then doubled down and called him a retard again, I laughed because Brian and I recently had this talk when I was like, no, it's okay to call people retarded again. And now people are like slowing down and opening their windows and calling him a fucking
And he's
retard.
getting all pissed off about it.
And they're like, oh, you called him the R word. And I was like, oh, shut
Oh,
up. I thought it was hilarious. He's like, yeah. But he said something like, he's either evil or retarded or maybe both.
yeah, incompetent.
Yeah, maybe that's what he said.
No, like
All right, I
just
got through the 3 minutes of ads, so I'm ready to rock and roll now.
There we go. Exactly.
Boom.
You're not sharing though. Okay.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I know. I realized that as soon as I started talking, I was like, yeah, that's why he wasn't sharing. It was because of the fucking commercials. That's quiet.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him. Absolutely, sure.
There's something wrong with him.
You know what? I think there's something wrong with him. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into a state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walls.
All the way up with that. Okay.
Governor Walls, you mean the incompetent governor?
Yeah. She's like, you called Governor Walz retarded. Do you have anything to say? He's like, well, yeah, there's definitely something wrong with him. He's definitely retarded.
Yep.
Yeah, a bunch of his appointees are now getting fingers points down for knowing about this, like all this And anyone doesn't know, basically, this COVID money that was supposed to pay for like hungry kids got put in the pockets of rich, wealthy people, like the Safari restaurant that donated so much money to Ilhan Omar's campaign.
Did you see some of the names of the kids?
No, I bet
Oh,
they're great though.
oh God, tell me the names.
I gotta see if it's in this article
Oh,
here.
okay. What is it? Joseph Stalin, fucking Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler's in Namibia. He was
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
he's
reelected to
he's being
office.
elected president.
yeah. Hey, congratulations, Hitler. Cheers.
Funny thing is, Guapo wasn't here for that conversation.
No, but I saw that news and stuff like, oh my God, that's just funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Dude's name is Adolf Hitler. I was like, wow, dude.
Do you hi Hitler him? Hi when you see him or no? Nah, probably not appropriate.
But yeah,
They don't have any names here, but I heard it on the No Agenda show. Some of the names of the kids that were supposed to be getting fed were just, it was blatantly obvious that they weren't real people.
Mm.
They
Like
didn't even try
Crayola
hard to
Yellow.
come up with real names of kids.
The Rocky, Sylvester,
Well, yeah, they probably all had Somalian names.
made up. I don't know. Like, oh my God,
Well, they probably know more Somalian names.
I don't know none.
But
Ilhan's
yeah,
brother.
but Walls are saying how that they're on top of this this fraud situation, all this COVID money, $1 billion, poof, disappeared. And I can't remember what.
Some of the fraudsters allegedly paid parents kickbacks of approximately $300 to $1,500 per month. And so this company that was doing this raked in $14 million, which some of it she used to buy property in Kenya.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, a lot of houses bought. Um, but yeah, Walls was on like a local news report in Minnesota. And they asked him about this thing, and they go, "Oh yeah, we're on it." And they asked him like, "Well, then how come none of these charges are local charges? Like no one's being charged for fraud in Minnesota. Anyone who's had charges brought up has been federal." He's like, "Oh, because the feds take precedence." And yeah, he's like, and she said something like, "Yeah, but you've had years to do something about this, and it's just nothing's happened." And he got all upset, and went into his Tim Walz retard mode and started talking about white guy tacos or something dumb.
White guy tacos.
Oh yeah, just cheese and beef, maybe some mayonnaise.
Who puts
Dude.
mayonnaise on a
Oh,
taco?
that's a crime.
This was the thing when they
Oh.
were running for office, him and Harris.
Oh
And she was
my
giving him a hard
God.
time about like being a white guy and having no flavor in his food. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a dumb white guy." But that's when we started talking about how the British Empire like just destroyed like 1/10 of the world's population to make their food taste better for spice routes and such.
Doing cinnamon with that shit.
Shoot, that was the entire premise of Dune. Did you read Dune?
I
No.
watched the movie.
Yeah.
I tried to watch the movie, I should say.
Oh, it's a
There you
video
go.
game. It was a video game.
There were several video games from Doom that were based upon the books.
Doom, the Dune.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
sand
okay.
dunes. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you were
yeah.
collecting spice in the game,
Yeah.
weren't you?
No, I never played the game, but I thought I was thinking something
Okay,
else.
but in the game
I
you
thought
were
you said
collecting
Doom.
spice for food.
No, I thought you were saying Doom. Doom.
Oh God, no, Doom.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first three-dimensional video game.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were referring to.
Then
No, but yeah,
Wolfenstein came out.
Yeah, but the spices, yeah. I want to see the new one. Hers actually a little bit closer to the book, but you can't always make it exactly like the book.
Well, that's the thing. Is like the movie. I can imagine, Brian. The movie probably was much like the Lord of the Rings movies versus the books.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of walking and talking, and nothing happens.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
and they were long ass movies too.
Just like the Lord of the Rings, right?
Actually, I like the Hobbit better. The sequel, all the Hobbits. It was much better than the Ring.
They did make a movie out of The Hobbit too, didn't they?
Yeah, there was dude. It's much better, dude.
It's funny because I read The Hobbit first before I read the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Mm.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Maybe, I don't know. I
Yeah,
was like
you
a
should watch The
kid.
Hobbit. The Hobbit is actually much better.
Hobbit's
Yeah.
the before the Lord of the Rings, so
Yeah, actually, yeah. They talk about that in the movie, but yes, actually, I like that one much better than Lord of the Ring. I actually seen it twice or three times. The Hobbit.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch the movies because as soon as I saw they were making Lord of the Rings movies, like that's gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
I
it's
was like, they're gonna
boring.
be walking around Middle Earth for hours doing nothing but talking. I was like, you may as well just get a freaking a book you listen to, an audio book.
Dude, sometimes I can even stand like people talking. You know, like oh my god, you know.
All right.
Okay.
So as Walls is talking about how they're cleaning up Minnesota with all the fraud that Trump came in to fix.
Mhm.
Now he's talking about paid leave programs for undocumented workers.
Oh
okay.
god, this guy's an idiot, dude.
How
How are
are they
you?
if they're undocumented workers, how are they working? And why would they get paid leave?
But boom, how are you getting paid leave without a job? Because you don't have a job if you're undocumented, right?
Do we get okay? I want to know the document. Can you see the document? What's this person is? Where he lives at? You know, probably ICE want to talk to them for a
I
little
want to
bit.
see proof of citizenship if it comes down to that.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, hey, I heard you getting unpaid leave. Like, we just want to verify your papers real quick.
Show me your papers.
Hey, you want a
Well,
coffee?
how
Let's
can
go
the
get.
state how can the state promise paid leave unless this is a government program? Is Tim Walz
It
saying that he has
can't.
undocumented migrants working for the government
They
within
gotta
Minnesota?
be. That's the
Yeah,
only way
probably.
that
Yeah.
paid leave program would work is if they're working for the
Mhm.
government.
Because he can't force a program like this on the local
This.
steel mill, right? Unless they like get Congress involved. Well, Minnesota's Congress anyway. You know,
Mm. No, I
it's,
mean, he
it's
could do like a second order by step, or I mean, I don't
So
know.
that's why all the people want to move to Minnesota if they don't that they're not documented because of all the
Mm.
great bennies they get there.
You know why they moved Somalians all the way to Minnesota?
because I thought they would freeze to death.
Mm.
Well,
No, no, you know why?
Moore said that
No. Yeah,
that
Jesse Water revealed why they moved all the Somalians to Minnesota
Oh, yeah, what's
why.
that?
because all of the Mexicans never moved there. That's too fucking
Oh,
cold. I
Well,
was
she
like,
said it's a beautiful state and they're very welcoming to the Somali community.
yeah, but you get freebies.
well, Omar is also the one who said she's like a correctional representative for Somalia.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And it's like, I'm pretty sure you represent a district in Minnesota.
And that's probably why Trump said she should go home.
Yeah, it's like, how are you possibly representing your constituents if you're worried about another nation over even your local community?
Well, I mean, she's a little confused because she did marry her brother, so
Oh,
Well, you know,
that's another thing going on in some of the community. There's a lot of inbred.
incest is best.
Yes.
It's not
Mm.
bad if you love your mom and dad.
that's a
Mm.
possible show title. So we
I
got
it's already
another
up there.
Somali that was arrested in Minnesota immigration operation. So
Yeah, there
ICE is
was
in the house.
a lot. Only a handful of them was Somali that were picked up in this particular arrest. Um, but a lot of I want to say Mexican, but I'm not sure.
But
But Somalia is Horn of Africa, isn't it?
yeah, over there by Mogadishu.
There's not a functioning government in Somalia. It's all
No.
warlords.
No, it's like Haiti.
Yeah.
Okay. You know how they call it like, oh, there's a civil war in Somalia and stuff like that? No, it's not. It's a tribal war. There's still tribes over there. That's why they
Yeah,
have Somalia
you
guy.
need
The
you need a
Somali guy,
government for a civil war.
yeah. The Somali guy didn't get elected because he's from a different tribe. That's why the white guy got elected over the Somalian guy. Different tribe.
Maybe we should put up a big fence around it, like some of those islands off the coast of Africa where we don't go in there, even though there's humans out there, but they're like they haven't been interacted with in like thousands of years.
And that's what's going. That's what happened. You know.
Maybe we should do that to Somalia and be like, you guys, until you guys evolve a little bit more and
Hmm.
stop doing what you're doing, we're not dealing
Hmm.
with you.
And here's another sign of how educated uh, the Democrat representatives are. She's Ilhan Omar is claiming that illegal Somali immigrants are protected under the 14th Amendment and will never leave the U.S.
14th Amendment?
Yeah,
Hmm.
the 14th Amendment. She says many of whom are in the country illegally are just as American as anyone else, and they're not going anywhere.
Isn't 14th Amendment birthright citizenship?
Yep.
How will these people, if they're here illegally, how are they birthright citizens?
Because I guess they had kids since they've been here.
The anchor babies.
So, first of all, an anchor baby would, in theory, would make your kid a citizen, not you.
In theory, but
Yeah.
that's getting contested.
Thank God that's going to roll us into the next article where the Supreme Court has agreed to hear the case about anchor babies.
Yes,
And
news came out today, I believe,
Yes, it
yeah,
did.
and birthright citizen in particular, but or as a general topic, but yes, anchor babies in particular, and exactly all of that.
Isn't that what birthright citizenship is anchor babies?
yeah,
Not necessarily an anchor baby. The idea is you come here and have a baby, and
and
now
you
you
cannot
get
get
to stay
deported
here and raise the baby.
because of your kid.
Versus what we should do is say you, no matter what, you're going back home. Now it's up to the Supreme Court to decide whether or not that kid's a citizen. I don't think you should be able to walk across the border, pop out a baby,
No,
and make a
definitely not.
citizen.
Yeah, nope.
And think about
But
this: China. This is what Obama brought up was anchor babies from China, right?
Yeah, because
mhm,
China had a whole program. They were flying them
How long
over. They
ago?
were flying them
How
over
long
8 months
ago?
pregnant in a jet full of kids, pregnant women, and then they landed them in San Francisco, and they all popped out babies, and now they got more citizens.
Whoa, hold on. How long ago was that?
I don't remember.
Well,
hold on.
Obama. So that's Biden, Bush. Yeah, Biden, Bush. Biden, Trump. Before you get back to Obama at the end of it, and he ran on anchor baby. So we're talking about another 4 years at least, right?
Yeah,
So what about these people that came over here, had babies? The babies are citizens, and then took them back to China to be raised Chinese,
Mhm,
learn English, yeah, all that. And then when they're 30, 25, come back to
mhm,
the States after being indoctrinated
yep,
with the communism and running for office, taking that office because you're a citizen. And because you're a citizen, when you become old enough, you could run for president of the United States under
mhm.
control of the Communist Party.
Yeah.
This is a bigger threat than I think people realize. And I
yep.
think Obama saw it coming. And you know what? I disagree with what Obama did. I liked this policy, and I'm going to give credit where due. He had an issue
Right.
with anchor babies. Thing is, you bring this up to these people today, and they call you a racist. It's like this is why you voted for the other guy.
Mm.
You know. But he said he was going to do a lot of stuff for the border and did very little. So,
Cool.
Obama,
Oh yeah. They all say that. They all
huh?
did, but they
Well,
all did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Trump did something with the border.
And that's the problem is once someone actually does something, it shows everyone that it could have been done that easily.
Hmm.
And these politicians don't give a fuck. They want these issues to be there to run on next time.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Republicans had a chance to squash Obamacare.
They didn't. They just.
John McCain fixed that for him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
and they shut it down because then, well, what are we going to run on that?
Mm.
I
But
said,
there
well, we
are
have
a bunch of. I mean, there's the subsidies now. Everybody's freaking out about. So
Just to show you, it's not fucking affordable.
That's the thing is this was all predicted. This is the exact
Mm.
argument that came up when this was brought up in the first place. Brian, we talked about it on this very show.
yes, we did.
Mm.
But now with the abuse we've seen from Minnesota with the COVID stuff, and then the abuse we saw with Snap. Trump's talking about shutting Snap off.
Well, they asked for this data
And then,
months
yeah.
ago, like the beginning of the year,
And they
and
refused.
there's 20 states, all Democrat-led states,
Mhm.
that are refusing to share the data because they said when
Oh, this
people
would be
sign
good.
up for programs, they're not expected to have their information shared with the federal government.
They're getting money from the federal
Yeah,
government.
do you have to do your taxes with the federal government? What the fuck you care about? You know?
Yeah, that's the thing is the federal government has all my information when
That's
they
what
take my money
That's what I think you'll find out when you get the data from these states is a lot of these people ain't paying taxes. A lot of these
Hmm.
people ain't working, and they're just living on the public. They're living on the taxpayers' dollars,
for 15 years or something stupid, right?
Yeah.
and they're not all legally here in the U.S. either. But somehow they're in those states they're eligible for SNAP.
And that's the problem is there's no federal oversight in the program. They let the states do it, then just compensate the states.
Yeah,
And
no.
that's what Trump's trying to do. He's
Bring it
trying
in.
to put a little bit of oversight in place. Not a ton, but a little bit. It's like, hey, we're sending you all this money. We want to make sure it's being spent on
Of
U.S.
course.
citizens.
Yeah, not buying second homes from people like the Minnesota COVID money or the BLM donations or oh shit, what's that kid's name who stabbed the other kid in the heart?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the same name as like a basketball player. Whatever.
But
And
I heard heard on the No Agenda show that Governor Hochul came out and said that, well, courts have already ruled that we can withhold data and the federal government can't withhold money. Sure, you,
Johnson.
you you do some court shopping, you'll find courts that'll say whatever you want to say. It's
Hmm.
just like, you know, for the most part, grand juries can indict a ham sandwich.
True, and like you said, you do enough courtroom shoppings, eventually you're gonna end up in Boasberg's courtroom, right?
Oh yeah.
No, he's in
How?
trouble now.
Yeah, well, that's because we brought this up several times. Like, how is it always this guy, the same guy who's saying you can't do something that's completely illegal?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he signed up on those Arctic frost subpoenas and didn't even realize it was gonna he didn't know, he says, that it was targeting lawmakers. You might
And
want
that's
to, if you're gonna, create a
read the damn
subpoena.
document you're signing.
Exactly. Now I heard AT&T refused Jack Smith this subpoena and said, "Hey, fight us over it," and he backed down on it. So AT&T didn't release any cell phone data. Verizon caved, and not on their cell phone data and landlines. Some of these people had their landlines tracked.
Wow.
Anyways, hey
Of
guys, I gotta go. I gotta
course.
wake up in the morning.
All right. There ain't that much left. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta wake up at 5.
Yeah, hey man, make sure you get yourself plenty of sleep. If you're real lucky and get a good night's sleep, maybe you can wake up white.
Mm-hmm. If I walk out there with Crocs and shorts.
There you
Yeah, then
go.
you don't have,
Oh,
you
or if I end up in a Chia then.
well then you don't have to worry about being tackled and kidnapped and deported as a
Hmm.
citizen.
Does that improve your credit score too? I don't know.
Being white, trust me, no.
Definitely not.
No, there was a whole
Damn.
crisis.
Listen,
There's a whole
listen.
crisis in the 80s or something
Mm.
with over lending to black folk because they didn't want to appear racist. And it's
I
what
thought
it caused a huge bubble that popped in the 90s of banks not being repaid the loans they were letting out.
I thought it was the early 2000s. The
I think it happened in the 2000s as well,
2008,
but
yeah.
it was a cycle that it happened over and over again. This bubble kept popping because they're like, oh,
Mm.
we need to loan these people money to help them out, and it's like, they can't pay it back,
Yeah.
and
They don't want
you're
to go
fucking
risk.
everyone else. He's got a membership.
Fuck that shit, man.
Well, that's what's funny though is it's always you hear it's like, oh, that's because you're racist. That's why he says no. Plenty of black folk are doing excellent. All
Yeah, yeah.
right. They don't need to go and get a loan because they're black. They can go get a loan because they bring money in reliably and are doing well and are successful people, you know?
Ooh, I've been
And I think
some.
that's the problem is everyone always assumes when you say, oh, you say that because they're black. It's like, no, the problem is they're intentionally giving loans to unqualified people because they're black.
Yeah.
Those people were defaulting,
Yeah.
not Thomas Sowell and what was the other doctor's name? Ben Carson.
Yeah.
They're paying their loans back, okay? Uh, but yeah, Boasberg also was the one who said we shouldn't refund any of these fines for the people convicted from J6
Yep.
that were pardoned.
And he
Uh,
reversed that course.
he's
Oh, another.
officially, yep, officially reversed course in writing and signed it.
One more fucking news from Minnesota again.
What's going on, Minnesota?
A judge got drunk, drunken driving.
Jeez.
Yeah, she ended up stuck in a snowbank. Yes, this is like 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago. This is fresh, dude. Off the fresh.
And
Off
here's
Out
the
of the
problem.
breaking news.
Yeah.
Now, I understand we can all make a mistake and have one too many, and most people are good at not doing this, but it could happen. I understand why there's stiff penalties because it shouldn't happen. But how do we know this woman was a judge unless she brought it up at the traffic stop trying to get out of trouble?
Well, it's already all over the news. A judge in Minnesota appeal court had been charged with drunk driver in Steele County last weekend. So yeah, they already know who she is.
Twice
But
the legal limit, it says.
yeah, look at her face. That she's not happy.
Well, she just lost her job.
She's fucking going to jail. It's all the corruption in Minnesota, dude.
We're gonna move on to military, and before
All
you
right.
go, Guapo, I
Go
want
ahead,
to
go ahead,
bring
go
up
ahead. Go ahead.
you shared a video with me of a railgun from the
Mhm.
Cover the
U.S.
rail gun
Navy.
before you go.
Well, I don't think that video is real because I'm pretty sure we abandoned our railgun program like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think they were doing the railgun for the rails. No, they're still doing the rail system for the launching of the aircrafts.
That's an electromagnetic launch versus a rail gun.
It's the same thing.
The same theory applied on
Yeah.
a different scale.
Yeah.
Because I remember the Navy, we talked about it before, how the Navy was trying it, and they cracked the keel of a couple ships, but they were also trying to make the size of the rail gun like the size of the ship. Versus the video showed was a short little gun.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the crazy thing: is Japan has successfully test fired a fucking railgun.
Mm.
They've actually installed one on a couple ships. They've test fired these things. They're working well.
Mm-hmm.
If they can figure out the technology and advance it further, this is crazy tech. Is in theory you could increase velocity to approach the speed of light.
Mm.
I mean, even at 1% light speed, something the size of a golf ball would hit with the force of a Hiroshima bomb. You know?
Crazy.
That's fucking crazy. And you know it's gonna be like tungsten carbide rods or depleted uranium. But yeah, this railgun theory is amazing to me.
Mhm.
Using an electromagnetic launch system to accelerate something like you said, Rob, we're already using it for aircraft.
Yeah, yeah.
And crazy how efficient that is. I can't imagine doing repairs or maintenance on that electromagnet though.
Yeah. I mean, listen new technology in your jobs, you know. And you can work on a roller coaster when you get off.
Yeah, but like I had to do a steam repair on the catapult system once on the carrier.
Yeah.
Do you know how you find a steam leak in a high pressure line?
With the broom?
Yes, and if you know it's with a broom, then you know exactly why.
Yeah, no, shit will cut you through.
Yeah, it'll cut your arm off and cauterize the wound. uh, so yeah, anyway, you can go. I just wanted to talk about that railgun thing. I just think it's
That's
freaking
cool.
crazy theories and tech.
Yeah, I thought it was fascinating. Like, yeah, but all right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Later.
Thanks.
All right.
Netanyahu is looking for a pardon.
Yep.
How does their system work? He's the prime minister, right?
Right.
Or is he the president?
Prime
Yeah, he's the
Minister.
prime minister, but the president is the one that has to pardon him.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Usually you have one or the other.
I don't know.
Yeah. It makes maybe prime minister is like foreign relations. I don't know. That's confused me for a while. Uh, but yeah, if not Netanyahu is asking for a pardon for these corruption thing, this long running corruption thing,
Hmm.
uh, Israel. I don't know how much I care, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like for the most part that conflict's over there, though. You know?
Yeah, because they bombed them into oblivion.
Yeah. And you know what? It's going to happen again in 10 to 15 years, and you know that too, right?
Yep.
Check this out. The soccer guys, is it FIFA or FIFA? FIFA?
Viva.
They're giving out some peace prize now.
Trump win it.
He did. Um, little strange to me, but sure. And it was about the Gaza thing. I thought that was weird. Apparently, the guy who runs Fight FIFA knows Trump and they're something, some kind of relationship. I don't
Trump
know,
loves
whatever.
sports, so I wouldn't doubt it a bit.
Soccer, though,
Trump's going to be at the Army Navy game next week,
that's next week. I should be
next
able to get
Saturday.
that. I should be able to get that on my streaming services, right? That's
Yeah.
usually a pretty public video game to watch, right?
Yeah, it's going to be nationally televised. Starts at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, on like ESPN probably.
I'm not sure what network it's on, but it'll be on some network.
I make an effort to watch that every year. I really like the year when the Navy put all the different ships on their helmets.
Hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been our thumbnail that week. Actually, it was one of the helmets. All right. Okay. The second strike shit. I'm sure you've seen this everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah. All anybody's talking about.
Yeah, and they're saying that headsets said kill all the survivors, so they circled back and bombed them like this boat again.
I don't believe that.
No, it's been blown up by everyone who was in the room, to include an admiral. Like that didn't happen. Wow. Yeah. And let's be real. All right, let's say you survived the initial strike and got blown out in the water. The first thing you're gonna do is try to get on anything floating, right?
Right.
To the aircraft overhead, circling to make sure that they've completed their mission. Sees you trying to get back in the boat full of drugs.
Right.
That calls for a second strike, doesn't it?
Yep.
And that
Because
that
we
just
don't
would
know that boat's still floating enough that they're getting into it, and we don't know if there's another boat coming to like save the drugs or what, So
or if there's an RPG hidden underneath the no, granted that you're not gonna hit a one of our jets with an RPG, maybe a helicopter. But I mean, yeah, their job was to stop those drugs, that stop that boat from making its delivery.
but the left
Uh,
has been out to try to get rid of Hedgepeth ever since he became the Department of War secretary.
why? What do they hate about Hegseth so much? Because Trump picked him or because it came from Fox News?
Why? Because he came from Fox News. He's also like no DEI. He's very physically fit. He actually PTs when he goes out on these tours. And he actually PTs with the active duty when he goes to visit ships. And
That's saying more than a lot of people realize.
yeah,
Uh,
because
when the Marines go on a ruck
Donald
march, that's
Rumsfeld was around when I was in there, and he wasn't PTing with anybody.
that was Bush, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hegseth had more. I actually understood this stuff. I actually understands this stuff better. Um, and what's wrong with wanting standards for your military? Like, oh, why would you call it Department of War? Because that's what the fuck it is.
yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
They're supposed to be prepared to fight a war, not freaking set up, rebuild democracies in foreign nations and build nations. They're supposed to prepare for war,
Yep,
and when it comes, unleash hell. Oh,
exactly.
just like when he's like, "Hey, we gotta do something with all these fat generals and admirals." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." Uh, oh, this is funny about these drug boats. Biden, his administration prosecuted the leader of this Venezuelan drug cartel,
Hmm.
the same one the Democrats are now saying doesn't exist.
Of course.
So what was I hate this whataboutism thing, but if it's true it does not exist, then why did it not matter when Joe did it? I think
Because
you're
he's a
right.
Democrat and they're trying to protect the Democrats.
Yeah, but like I think that's the biggest problem I have with the Democrat Party right now, Brian,
Hmm.
is that what do they stand for?
I don't know.
Neither do I. All I know is no matter what happens, if the right does it, it must be evil.
Right.
Like like I brought up before, if Trump literally cured cancer tomorrow and said, "Here, we've cured cancer," they would complain he's putting oncologists out of work.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, after a brief pause in the blown up drug boats,
I don't even know how brief it was because I heard
it was
they're
like three
saying that,
days while they talked about the second strike.
well, also that, and they're having a hard time finding targets these days, the target boats, because there's not that many boats going in the water with drugs in them right now. They said that they've eliminated 91% of drug shipments into the U.S. since we started our war on drugs.
You see a lot of itchy people soon. So yeah, they're having trouble finding targets because no one's dumb enough to go run a fucking cigarette boat across
I
the
saw a
Gulf.
meme today where they had like a 12-year-old in charge of the boat. He's like, "You're finally getting to step up."
Don't worry, they won't target a 12-year-old. Yeah, that jet doesn't know how old you are, buddy.
No.
Colombian Navy just seized 7.1 tons of blow.
Colombia?
Yeah,
Why would they do that? They're in favor of blow.
the Colombian government is not the cartel like Venezuela.
I thought they were run by cartels.
Well, maybe they're afraid of getting blown up and invaded by Trump then. But yeah, 7.1 tons in two vessels. Um,
That's a lot of blow.
that is a lot of blow. Man, I miss cocaine. uh, anything leftovers you want to talk about?
Well, I added the Australian is planning on banning social media for kids under 16.
Yeah. I think we brought that up once before, a while ago. So is it moving forward or
Yes, it is.
I don't know how that's gonna go over at all. Uh I don't know. When can you drive in Australia, you know?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know either, but 16, yeah.
Come on. Hochul actually told companies to deliver goods overnight to cut down on congestion pricing fees.
Yes, because of the tolls they have for congestion hours or whatever. They said the fees are only like $1.20 at like 2 in the morning. And these companies like, you want me to hire a fucking night crew to save a couple bucks? You know what I mean? He's like, no, they're just gonna get their shit a little bit later than they want because one person's going out and making the whole fucking trip, you know? Yeah. Oh my God. This is the let them eat cake argument, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
The people are starving. They don't have bread. Well, let them eat cake. Bitch, if they had cake, they could have bread. You know? Oh my
I
God.
mean, she
Then she
bitches
lost her
about,
head.
yeah, she's got to be like the dumbest. Well, I can't say she's the dumbest governor that's ever been elected because
Tim
we.
Walz might
I
be.
know, I know. His mind came to mind as soon as I started to say it. You know, Tim Walz is right up there, so
He might actually be retarded.
might be.
I thought there was oh yeah, Netflix is gonna buy Warner Brothers. $72 billion. Uh yeah, I don't know. That's all I care to talk about unless you got something else.
Let's see here.
Billy Eilish giving Elon Musk a hard time about being rich. And I'm like, you do realize
You're rich.
that, yeah, you are rich.
um, we got well, a couple of things here I'll talk about real quick. We've got the Trump administration's rolling back the fuel economy standards. Well, that's all well and good, but by the time they're actually rolled back, there might be a Democrat in office and they'll be rolled right back up again.
I don't know how much that's going to help anyway, honestly. A more fuel efficient vehicle sounds like a good idea to me. Now, I understand the idea of rolling back the policy because sometimes you need to be able to burn fuel to get work done. But if you
Well,
can get
I
40
mean,
miles a gallon in your car, that sounds like a good plan.
yeah, but I mean, not every state should be tied to California's standards. If California wants to has these crazy standards, let them have it.
Well, no, you're right. This is, again, I don't know how many times I need to say 10th Amendment before I'm going to start sounding like a fucking Confederate. But this is not an issue the federal government should be involved in at all. They shouldn't be involved in most of this stuff. They shouldn't be
Yeah.
involved in an abortion. They finally took their hands out of it. They shouldn't be involved in, I guess minimum wage isn't a terrible thing as there's federal employees, but like they should leave most of this stuff to the states to do on their own.
Yeah. And what do you think about this mysterious marijuana vomiting disorder?
Uh, it sounds like to me these companies are that are talking all this trash about pot all of a sudden because it's being legalized nationwide. That they got some agenda because people have been smoking way too much pot for a very long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look at Cheech and Chong. And it's either that or someone was experimenting doing weird shit.
Uh,
You know, I just they call it like scromiting, scream
it
vomiting.
had a horrible name. Yeah.
I know. At first thing I thought it was some scrotum thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
They didn't spend a lot of time working on the name for that thing. That's for sure.
yeah. All right. Oh, and Brazil is different than the United States. They're not going to kill the animal because your kid was dumb enough to jump into the animal enclosure. Kid was mauled to death by a lion at what 19-year-old or something, I think.
Was he high?
I don't know, but everybody was upset they killed Harambe because they let an 8-year-old get in the gorilla enclosure somehow.
Yeah.
That was a national thing for a long time.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, I'm gonna play us out and I'm gonna go take a leak as it happens.
Okie dokie.
All right, man. Had fun. talk to you guys next time. If you're still listening to the show, throw a couple bucks at us.
Yep. That will be our shit. I'm gonna cut it.